Alright guys, what we're going to do here is I'm going to go through a few of these problems with you just to make sure we're in good shape. So problems 1 and 2, you have this plane, it's got points. You'll notice that line AB, for example, pierces the plane P at O. And so question 1 is name 3 non-collinear points, and question 2 is to name 4 coplanar points. So 4 coplanar points would mean all 4 points have to be on the plane. So that's how you would do number 2. What I want to do is I want to jump down here to number 4. So number 4 says name 2 lines that are skew to line DF. So line DF is this line right here on this prism. There's the line we're talking about, and we want to find 2 lines that are skew. So they can't be touching that line, and they also cannot both be in the same plane. So for example, AB works if we look at question A, or option A, but BC, oh actually that looks good, because AB would be this line, and then BC would be this line. And those are not in the same plane as DF, and they are not parallel. So I'm going to say the answer for number 4 is A. Let's go ahead and continue on, and let's look for a second down at number 5. Number 5, we are going to use something called segment addition postulate. And segment addition postulate tells us that MR plus RP, those lengths, will be equal to the entire length of this segment. That's by segment addition postulate. So now what we can do is we can literally just substitute. Well, what is MR? Well, it's 2x. What is RP? Well, it's 3x plus 7. And what does that have to equal? Well, in the directions it tells us that the length of MP is 82. So this is the equation that you would need to solve to figure out the answer for A, B, and then C. Let's go ahead and look at page 2. I'm going to scroll back up here to the top, and we'll look here at this first piece here on page 2. Here we're going to look, and we see that we've got this mark here and this mark here. That means that those 2 angles are congruent. So that means that 12x minus 4 has to equal 13x minus 9. And so we're going to solve that equation to figure out what x is. And so the answer for x is going to go up here for number 6. Skipping ahead to number 9, we're looking for the midpoint and the distance between these set of points. I'm going to leave the midpoint. You'll use the midpoint formula to do that one. I'm actually going to look at the distance formula. The distance formula says that it's the square root of y2 minus y1. I'm sorry, I said y2. It should be x2 minus x1. My bad, I got that backwards. y2 minus y1 squared. Oh, I'm doing it again. x2 minus x1 plus, and then y2 minus y1 quantity squared. So in this particular problem, what we're going to do is we need to take x2, which is this 7, minus x1, which is this 3, and then we got to square it. Plus, now we got to take y2, which is this 1, minus y1, which is this negative 2. So that's going to become a plus 2, and then we have to square that. And don't forget to do the square root, and then that'll be the answer you're going to put there. 10 through 13, these are converse, inverse, contrapositive. So I'm just going to show you very quickly the, let's do the inverse. So this conditional statement says if angle A is congruent to angle B, then the measure of angle A equals the measure of angle B. So the inverse, you're going to negate both parts of the conditional statement. And so this is going to be if angle A is not congruent to angle B, then the measure of angle A is not equal to the measure of angle B. So that would be the inverse. Numbers 14 and 15, this is what we just went over in chapter 2. So these are the laws of deductive thinking. So either the law of detachment, I'm just going to mention those, the law of detachment, or the law of syllogism. These are going to be the reasons if they work. So you got to check that they work, but that's how you'll do 14 and 15. Number 16, here again we've got some angles, and I think I'll help you find X. So what I'm going to do is I see that this is a right angle, which means that these two angles here have to equal 90. So 5x plus 40 has to equal 90. So 5x has to equal 50. And x would have to equal 10 by solving that equation. So there's x. X is 10. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Oops, I just put that on the wrong side, but that's okay. We already know on our proof there for number 18, the first step of a proof is always given. So we can write that in here. And if those two angles are congruent, then why would they have the same measure? Well, that'd be the definition of congruent angles. That would be the reason for that one. And I'll let you finish the rest. And that's going to be based on this picture here. Let's go ahead and go to the last page now. So this is page 4. I'm going to go here to the top. And let's go ahead and do number 20, and then we'll break off. So we know that this line is parallel to this line, so that's given. And we know that we've got this angle here is 120. So angle 4 down here is a vertical angle, so that also has to be 120 degrees. Angle 2 is adjacent to the 120 degree angle. It makes what we call a linear pair. So that means it has to be supplementary to 120, which means it has to be 60 degrees. Angle 5, now we're getting to chapter 3. Since these two lines are parallel, the corresponding angles have to be congruent. So angle 5 would also have to be 120 degrees. And last but not least, number 7 is also going to be a linear pair with angle 5, and therefore it is 60 degrees. So I've done some of the problems with you to help you get started, but I think I'm going to stop here and let you finish the rest on your own.